This video course was created by Invictus Technology Services for the purpose of helping people learn Microsoft 365 topics. We do not represent Microsoft and will be using publicly available information to create this course. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. MS 100, Part 5. Prepare for a hybrid deployment of Microsoft 365. The goal of this module is to prepare you to have the ability to recognize critical factors when planning a hybrid exchange setup, comprehend how your decisions and planning will impact your hybrid deployment, outline the crucial planning choices in designing a hybrid SharePoint environment, identify the fundamental features of a hybrid deployment, determine the necessary infrastructure for establishing a hybrid Skype for Business setup. Preparing for hybrid exchange. Hybrid exchange deployment allows organizations to extend the feature-rich experience and administrative control of their on-premises Microsoft Exchange to the cloud. The hybrid deployment creates a single Exchange organization appearance between Exchange Online and in Microsoft 365. It can also serve as a stepping stone towards a complete move to Exchange Online. Azure AD is the equivalent of a local Active Directory, and Exchange Online serves as the equivalent of on-premises Exchange servers. Before planning a hybrid Exchange environment, organizations must consider the prerequisites for a successful deployment. Updates for Exchange Online ActiveSync clients, migration of mailbox permissions, support for cross-premises mailbox permissions, offboarding procedures, forwarding settings, and changes to configuration. The changes to the Exchange hybrid environment result in a combination of on-premise and Microsoft 365 mailboxes, on-premises mailbox server handling internal message routing, redirecting Outlook on the web requests, a unified global address list, single sign-on, a trust relationship with Azure AD authentication systems, and free busy sharing between both on-premises and Microsoft 365 users. Preparing for hybrid SharePoint. A SharePoint hybrid environment is a combination of both SharePoint Server on-premises and Microsoft 365 SharePoint Online, designed to help organizations achieve their business goals. To create a SharePoint hybrid environment, the enterprise administrator needs to consider various planning options, such as taxonomy, OneDrive for Business, search profiles, app launcher, sites, and server-to-server authentication. The Hybrid Picker tool, which can be downloaded from the SharePoint Online Admin Center, can assist the administrator in redirecting OneDrive for Business to SharePoint Online, applying hybrid site features, creating a server-to-server connection, and integrating on-premises SharePoint servers with Microsoft 365 SharePoint Online. Before the enterprise administrator can use the Hybrid Picker tool, they must meet certain account requirements, including being a member of the Farm Administrators Group in our example, a Service Application Administrator, a Microsoft 365 Global Administrator, and logged into both Microsoft 365 and SharePoint Server from a server in the SharePoint Server farm, and being able to launch the Hybrid Picker with elevated permissions. A SharePoint hybrid environment provides additional features such as hybrid OneDrive, hybrid site features, hybrid app launcher, business-to-business extranet sets, hybrid auditing, and hybrid taxonomy and content types, all of which can be set up using the Hybrid Picker tool. These features allow organizations to centralize their taxonomies, migrate their files to the cloud, improve user navigation, set up secure partner-facing sites, view user activities, and share content types between SharePoint Server and SharePoint Online. Develop a combined Microsoft Teams and Skype for Business setup. To use Microsoft Teams and Skype for Business together in an organization, the organization must follow certain steps. If the organization has on-premises Skype for Business users who are using Microsoft Teams simultaneously, they may not be able to communicate with Skype for Business users from the Teams client or users in federated organizations from the Teams client. To resolve this issue, the organization must first move the users from on-premises Skype for Business to the cloud by configuring a hybrid Skype for Business deployment. The organization must then upgrade to Teams-only mode in the Microsoft Teams Admin Center, which can be done for either individual users or the entire tenant. Moving users to Teams-only mode will provide the full benefits of Microsoft Teams, the hub for teamwork in Microsoft 365, through a single client experience. In Teams-only mode, the users receive all calls and chats in Teams, regardless of the communication platform used by the sender. This mode also solves the initial problem of interoperating with Skype for Business users and communicating with users in federated organizations. To set up hybrid connectivity and move all users to the cloud, an organization must have a single on-premises deployment of Skype for Business Server or a Link server, a Microsoft 365 tenant with Skype for Business Online enabled, Azure Active Directory Connect, to synchronize the on-premises directory with Microsoft 365, and Skype for Business server administration tools. For a Skype for Business hybrid deployment, the organization must implement one of the following topology scenarios: a Skype for Business Server 2019 deployment, a Skype for Business Server 2015 deployment, a Link Server 2013 deployment, or a deployment with the maximum of 2 different server versions. If hybrid voice is enabled, both the selected Federation Edge server and the pool associated with SIP Federation must run Skype for Business 2015 or later. Microsoft supports multi-forest hybrid scenarios, such as a resource forest topology, where there is a separate forest for Skype for Business and one or more forests for account identities. Overall, to use Microsoft Teams and Skype for Business together, the organization must have a well-planned infrastructure and deployment strategy in place to ensure a seamless and efficient experience for users. Summary: this module covered how to plan and implement a hybrid setup between your on-premises systems and Microsoft 365. The topics of Exchange, SharePoint, and Skype for Business were introduced as examples of services that can be integrated in a hybrid environment. The process involves connecting existing on-premises services, such as Exchange and Active Directory, with their corresponding cloud services, creating a trust connection and allowing for seamless information exchange between 2 environments.